is DWAN 1206 AM, the future of AM radio. A member of the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Patnubay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Join us as we uncover the stories behind every game-changing moment with Bill Velasco. Get ready to dive into the heart of sports because it's time for your favorite sports step into the spotlight.
Isang napakagandang umaga po sa inyo lahat, teammates. Ito po ang Hardball with Bill Velasco. Ngayon po ay Martes, October 14, 2025. Ang oras po natin, 11:01.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Alright, abangan mamaya ang mga back-to-back na exclusive interviews natin sa Philippine Kendo team na patuloy na nagbibigay karangalan sa bansa matapos ang sunod-sunod na tagumpay sa mga nagdaang international competitions. Tutukan natin ng ating panayam sa presidente ng United Kendo Federation of the Philippines sa si Christopher Inting, kung saan pag-uusapan natin ang patuloy na paglawak at pag-angat ng komunidad ng Kendo sa bansa.
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Huwag niyo rin palagpasin ang ating interview kina Paul Minyoza, Robert Carabuena Jr. at Aaron Penaco ng Philippine Kendo team na nagwagi ng silver medal sa nagdaang 13th ASEAN Kendo Tournament na ginanap sa Singapore. Ito po ang pinakamataas na narating ng bansa simula nung sumali ito sa naturang regional meet mula pa noong 2013.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Bago tayo magpatuloy, sundan kami sa aming mga social media accounts. Sa Facebook, DWAN 1206 AM, dire-diretso po yan.
Knockout.
Sa YouTube, DWAN.1206 AM.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Sa TikTok at DWAN 1206 AM. At sa Instagram at DWAN 1206 AM.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Sa ulo ng ating mga balitang sports ngayong Martes, muling pinarangalan ang TNT tropang 5G head coach na si Chot Reyes bilang PBA Coach of the Year. Sa ikapitong pagkakataon, pinangalanan si Reyes bilang Baby Dalupan Coach of the Year sa ginanap na 31st PBA Press Corps Awards Night na ginawa kagabi sa Novotel, Manila, Araneta City. Pinangunahan ng dating Gilas Pilipinas head coach ang TNT sa dalawang magkasunod na kampyonato sa nagdaang season 49. Dinomina ng tropang 5G ang kompetisyon sa parehong Governors at Commissioners Cup bago sila kapusin sa kanilang Grand Slam bid sa All-Filipino Conference, kung saan tinalo sila ng San Miguel Beermen sa Philippine Cup Finals. Samantala, pinarangalan naman si Ginoong Manny Pangilinan bilang Danny Floro Executive of the Year.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Sa kaugnay na balita patungkol pa rin sa naganap na PBA Press Corps Awards kagabi, tinanghal bilang Defensive Player of the Year Magnolia Chicken Templados Hotshots forward na si Xavier Lucero. Sa kanyang unang season na paglalaro sa kupunan, nag-average ng 6.9 rebounds at 1.2 blocks ang versatile forward para sa Hotshots na tinapos ang season number 49 bilang number 1 defensive team ng liga. Napabilang din si Lucero sa All-Defensive First Team kasama sina Stephen Holt, Junmar Fajardo, Glenn Cobuntin at Joshua Munzon. Samantala, naiuwi naman ng TNT big man na si Brandon Ganuelas Rosser ang Bogs Adornado Comeback Player of the Year Award matapos ang kanyang ilang buwang pagpapagaling mula sa ACL surgery. Nagposte ng 10.6 points, 5.6 rebounds, 1.9 blocks at 1.2 assists ang 2022 number 1 pick para sa tropang 5G. Naibulsa naman ng dating Northport Batang Pier forward ni Arvin Tolentino ang scoring title ito matapos niya mag-average ng league best 21.2 points noong nakaraang season.
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Sa MPBL, matagumpay na depensahan ng Quezon Huskers ang kanilang home court matapos nilang talunin ang Mindoro Tamaraws 83-74 sa pagbubukas ng South Division quarterfinals kagabi sa Quezon Convention Center. 4 na manlalaro mula sa Huskers ang umiscore ng double digits sa naturang Game 1 win ng Quezon sa pangunguna ng rising star guard na si LJ Gonzalez. Nagtala ng triple-double, 14 points, 11 rebounds at 13 assists si Gonzalez para sa number 1 seed Huskers. Tinapos ng Quezon ang 30-team elimination round sa isang 9-game winning streak para makuha ang number 1 spot sa South Division. Dala-dala ang kanilang 25-4 record sa pagpasok sa playoffs. Susubukang tapusin ng Huskers ang serye sa Game 2 nito na gaganapin sa susunod na Lunes, October 20 sa Lamitan City New Gymnasium.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Samantala sa international basketball, muling binuhat ni Dwight Ramos ang Libanga Hokkaido sa isang dikit na panalo kontra sa Hiroshima Dragonflies 98-97 kahapon sa Japan B-League. Umiskor ng 14 na puntos ang Gilas Pilipinas guard sa naturang laro, kabilang ang dalawang magkasunod na jumpers na nagbigay ng kalamangan sa Hokkaido sa huling 2 minuto. Nagtala rin ng 4 na rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks at 1 steal si Ramos para sa Libanga na ngayon nasa isang 3-game winning streak sa Eastern Division ng Liga. Ito ang ika-4 na taong paglalaro ng 6'4 forward para sa Hokkaido at matatandaang nung nakarang taon nagposte ng B-League career high 16.8 points si Ramos para sa 21 and 39 na koponan.
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Talo naman tayo sa Korean Basketball League. Patuloy ang pagpapakitang gilas ni Carl Tamayo para sa Changwon LG matapos niyang dalhin ang koponan sa isang 80-74 na panalo kontra kina Kevin Kiambao at Goyang Sono Sky Gunners. Pinangunahan ng Gilas Pilipinas forward ang comeback campaign ng Changwon matapos niyang umiscore ng 9 na puntos sa 25-point turnaround ng LG sa huling quarter ng laro. Tinapos ni Tamayo ang laro ng may 22 points and 9 of 16 shooting sa field, 10 rebounds at 2 assists para sa Changwon. Samantala, nalimitahan naman sa 8 puntos si Kiambao sa kanyang ikatlong laro para sa Goyang ngayong season.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Samantala, sa ibang balita, sa kabila ng hindi paglalaro ng kanilang import, nagawa pa ring makuha ng Chocomucho Flying Titans ang panalo laban sa Signal Super Spikers 23-25, 25-19, 25-16, 27-25 sa pagpapatuloy ng PVL Reinforced Conference kagabi sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. Hindi pa rin nakapaglaro para sa Chocomucho ang kanilang 5'10" American import na si Anise Smith dahil nasa proseso pa rin ng finalization ng transfer papers nito. Sa kabila nito, nanaig pa rin ang Flying Titans sa naturang 4-set match sa tulong ng kanilang Twin Towers na sina Madi Madayag at Isa Molde. Nagtala ng 24 points galing sa 18 attacks at 6 na blocks ang veteran middle blocker ng Chocomucho habang nag-ambag naman ng 17 points si Molde para sa Flying Titans. Hindi naman naging sapat ang 15 puntos ni Vanny Gandler para sa Signal.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Time out muna tayo sa balitang sports. Upang sugpuin ang lumalalang kaso ng illegal na online gaming sa bansa, inilunsad ng Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR ang PAGCOR Guarantee website. Maaaring i-check ng publiko sa nasabing website kung lisensyado at lehitimo ang isang online gaming site bago sila maglaro o magbayad. Regular na ina-update ang website at may direktang link ito sa mga lisensyadong gaming platforms. Ayon kay PAGCOR Chairman at CEO Alejandro Tenco, matutulungan nito ang publiko na makaiwas sa panlilinlang habang pinoprotektahan ang kanilang karapatan bilang manlalaro. Paalala pa ni Chairman Tenco na maging mapanuri sa bawat online gaming activity na sasalihan. sapagkat dumarami ang mga reklamo hinggil sa illegal na gaming sites na hindi nagbabayad ng panalo. Para sa karagdagang impormasyon, bisitahin ang www.pagcor.ph/pagcorguarantee.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Ang oras po natin, 11:10. Hatid sa inyo yan ng Pagcor.
You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Time out muna tayo. Sa ating pagbabalik, tutukan ang ating panayam sa presidente ng United Kendo Federation of the Philippines na si Christopher Inting, kung saan pag-usapan natin ang patuloy na paglawak at pag-angat ng Kendo sa bansa. Huwag kayong bibitiw, magbabalik pa ang
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Panatilihing masaya ang paglilibang. Magtakda ng oras at limitahan ang gastos sa paglalaro. Huwag magsugal kung nalulungkot. Huwag hayaang makasira ng buhay at pamilya. Para sa impormasyon ukol sa responsible gaming, bisitahin ang www.pagcor.ph. Isang mensahe mula sa Pagcor. Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Gambling can be addictive. Know when to stop.
Babala mula sa PCSO, IBC13 at DATV. Ang pagtamper o pamimeke ng lotto tickets ay isang krimen. Ayon sa Revised Penal Code at Republic Act numbers 10175 at 1169, ang sinumang mapatunayang lumabag ay maaring makulong at pagmultahin. Hindi ito simpleng paglabag sa batas, kapalit ng pandaraya ay kaparusahan. Tandaan, maglaro ng tapat. Play smart, play safe, play responsibly.
Magandang tanghali! Lahing kayo manggi. Sa mundo ng impormasyon, kanino ka ba dapat maniwala? Tandaan, tanghali na lang ang tapat. 30 minuto na maiinit na balitaan. Hatid ang mga napapanahong issue at impormasyon na dapat mong malaman. Tapat at walang kinikilingan. Kasama si Danny Lagman mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 12 hanggang alas 12:30 ng tanghali dito sa radyo ng Bagong Pilipinas, DWAN 1206 AM.
Tututukan ang mga balitang pinag-uusapan.
Sulok ang bago, bilis na matamasa ang ating kalayaan.
Para sa pagbabago ng
Tututukan ang mga usaping napapanahon at di pangkaraniwan.
na naapektuhan ng kabuhayan.
na magkaroon ng tulong
Kasama sina Princess Jordan, Julius Segovia at Sarina Lusuegro. Tutok 13, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 4 ng hapon. Dito sa IBC 13.
At ngayon, kasama natin dito sa studio ang Pangulo ng United Kendo Federation of the Philippines. Walang iba kundi si Ginoong Christopher Inting. Christopher, welcome to Hardball.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the last ASEAN Kendo tournament in Singapore. How did we do?
Well, in the team competition anyway, we did very well. Our men's team A won silver medal. So that's actually our best showing ever in the tournament. So
It's great. Pag sinabi mong team event, how do they score that?
Okay, so a team event is usually you have two 5-player teams going up against one another. So first players go up against each other, second players, and then third players, and so on and so forth. So it's usually they count the wins first. So how many players won versus from each team. So the team with the most wins will win the match. Or if the wins are tied, they'll count the number of scored points. So the one with the higher scored points will win the match.
Okay. How long has Kendo been in the Philippines, to your knowledge?
Well, our federation was formed in 2016, but Kendo was around formally as a sport that was being taught to Filipinos in the mid-90s. But before that, Kendo existed in the form of Japanese expats practicing here, and then sometimes they would teach random Filipinos. But yeah, as a formal, organized teaching, being taught formally, it was about mid-90s.
Okay, you've been around for almost a quarter of a century. What got you interested in Kendo?
The short answer is Star Wars.
Okay.
Because
I understand.
Because as a child, I mean, I was exposed to Star Wars, and then I saw the Jedi fighting lightsabers like that. And then, syempre, when I got a bit older, nalaman ko na parang
Hindi pala totoo.
But yung basis nila was Kendo. Yeah, I mean, at least the original trilogy, a lot of the choreography was based on mga Kendo moves. At least that's what it says in the in the wikis and all of that. So ultimately that got me first into sword fighting in general. I sought other sword fighting arts like Olympic fencing, mga arnis, ganyan. Pero di na-click eh. Then finally discovered Kendo in 2002, and then I kept on going.
Okay, what are some of the fundamental values and principles of Kendo na sa tingin mo maganda para sa mga bata and grown-ups as well?
Yeah, ultimately, while Kendo is, while you see people just fighting one another with the bamboo swords and armor, the core principles of Kendo are ultimately discipline and respect. So if you don't follow those core principles, most likely you won't last. In fact, at least in my dojo anyway, in the club where I teach, if you're a disrespectful student, or if you're someone who I see that for example you're not applying your discipline in learning, I'm gonna quietly say that maybe this is not for you, because for the first few months, fine. You could be, you're still learning, right? But after a few months, and then we see that you're not taking those core principles seriously, I'm just gonna say that maybe it's not your sport.
Okay, so bawal yung mga celebration, yung taunting.
Yes, bawal. Actually, in in competition, you can actually have your if you score a point and then you celebrate after, your point can get taken away.
Okay.
Taunting an opponent can result in penalties, and arguing with referees definitely can get you disqualified.
I see. Yeah. So what's the most that's allowed? Let's say you worked very hard, scored a good point, and
nothing. You have to be stoic.
Ang hirap naman nun.
Yes.
Yeah, but
it comes with the idea that this is supposed to be a sword fight.
Okay.
And if you score the point in a sword fight, it actually means you actually killed somebody in real life, and that's not something to celebrate.
Oh, kasi for example in arnis, dalawang klase yan eh. Yung the arnis, the stick is considered a stick, so pwede siyang pamalo. The other one is it's considered a blade.
Yes.
So and in the South they dress pretty similarly, lalo na sa Cebu, Southern Philippines, and it's the whole athlete who's padded.
Yes.
So it looks very similar to Kendo. How do you keep people from getting confused, lalo na pag solo baston?
Well, as you can see from the pictures, maybe the weapon is longer.
Okay.
It's supposed to simulate a samurai or sword or a katana.
Okay.
The armor is also not as padded as you might think.
Okay.
It's actually, the armor is actually technically pretty minimal. It only covers the areas that are really meant to be hit, and then other areas are not. So ultimately, especially if you're fighting someone who's really excited, or like in a competition, sometimes you're gonna get a lot of missed hits and a lot of bruises in the unprotected parts of your body. But yeah, so that keeps and then ultimately the uniform is also different because in harness you do, typically wear jogging pants and a shirt under the armor. We have to wear the traditional Japanese keikogi and hakama.
I see. So how do you get promoted? How do you move up the ranks in Kendo?
You do take an exam. Typically,
Pero dito, di ba?
yes, now we can offer it here because before, especially when I started, we had to take the exams abroad because there was no formal federation. And then part of the reason why we formed our federation in 2016 was to ultimately achieve the goal of having our exams here. And then we were allowed to do that once we became affiliated with the International Kendo Federation in 2020. So once that affiliation was solidified, we were allowed to hold exams here.
But does somebody fly in from Japan o kayo na mismo?
We can hold it all locally, but especially for higher grades, we do have to import sometimes some judges from Japan or other countries.
Aikido kasi ganun din yung Kumbo Dojo niya. They used to have to fly to Japan. Now the masters come here to grade them.
Yeah. For lower grades, we can do all local judges, but higher grades like 4th Dan or 5th Dan, definitely we probably have to import.
I know what are some of the struggles of your sport, because Kendo is one, it's not that popular, and two, I don't think it's an Olympic sport yet. Bakit medyo hirap na lumaganap ang Kendo sa Pilipinas?
The biggest, I guess, one of the biggest issues is the fact that we use equipment. Yeah, because if we have to really go forward in to really practice Kendo, rather, you have to use a bamboo sword. At the very least, which is not found locally. We have to wear the armor when you're in sparring already. Once you're at the sparring level, you have to wear the armor. So equipment can be a limiting factor. Though lately it's been getting cheaper to import and get equipment. In fact, we do have a local supplier for equipment now that makes it easier for us to get it. Okay. But it's still a bit expensive. Yeah.
How long do the bamboo swords last?
Depends on how often you practice, I guess. Like for me, let's see. I practice regularly, maybe 3 times a week nowadays, and mine probably lasts maybe 8 months to a year before I have to replace.
Not bad. What about schools? Is it taught in certain schools? Are there plans to have it included in like the UAAP, the NCAA?
Yeah, actually, before COVID, anyway, I was actually teaching a class in UP Diliman for PE class for Kendo. We had a club there also. There were also a number of Metro Manila schools which did have start either clubs or classes. But after the pandemic, those programs died down. I mean, I hope to restart sometime soon or back in UP. Let's see. But right now, there's more interest in the south. So Cebu and Davao, for example, there are a number of school programs that they have there. I think in Cebu, it's in the University of San Carlos, I think. And then Davao Ateneo de Davao has a club, and then there's in the Japanese high school in Davao also has a club right now. So, yeah.
How do you form the national team? How do you recruit players for the national team?
Usually we do that after the national tournament. So our national tournament is actually going to happen next month. We'll hold it in Mandaluyong. So usually what we do is we look at the outstanding performances during the national tournament, and then we give invites. And then of course, even if even if you're not a standout performer during the national tournament, we do have a general call for those interested in trying out for the national team. So we hold tryouts, and then and then training camps, so that we can select properly. Though that's the one thing about having an archipelago as a country. Ang hirap to gather everyone in one venue.
Okay.
So yeah.
May age limit ba kayo? I mean, a minimum and a maximum age?
For training or for the team?
For the team.
For the team. Most international competitions has a minimum of 16.
Because in some countries you're already considered an adult.
Yeah,
16.
there.
Okay.
Maximum, technically no maximum age, but practically siguro probably mid-40s would be the maximum, I guess.
So hindi na ako pwede.
Sorry.
Oh, way overaged.
Well, not too late to train.
Pwede. But in your point of view, ano pa ba ang mga kailangan gawin para mas makilala pa, mas maging popular pa ang kendo?
Well, I guess one of the things we have to do basically is, well, admittedly we don't advertise as well as we should. That's one of the things we have to work on. Our advertising game is not as good as we want it to be. Pero yung isa rin is siguro we should be doing more grassroots development, in the sense, again, as getting into schools as much as possible, getting kids into it as early as possible. Right now, most of our population actually, when they start usually in their 20s or 30s.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the time then they have actually the money to provide themselves, provide the equipment themselves without having to ask their parents.
Yun ang mabigat. Or yung mga parents ba, ayaw nila kasi natatakot sila masaktan yung.
Yes, actually there's that big misconception, kendo is a violent sport and stuff like that. But it's actually one of the safest martial arts because simply because of the fact you're wearing protective equipment that provides safety.
And in the Japanese view, it can be also very meditative.
Yes, exactly.
Sport.
Yeah, and also because again we have a heavy emphasis on discipline and respect. You're not going to be, just bara-bara lang na nag-aaway on the playing field. You're going to be treating your opponent with respect, no matter what.
Are you allowed to, let's say, use it to defend yourself if you're out in the street or something? Pwede ba? Kasi for example, professional boxers are not allowed to hit anybody outside the ring.
Well, as a practical self-defense art, probably it's not a very practical self-defense art because again, you're simulating sword play with wooden swords. So, kumbaga, there are things that you're going to do na parang you're not really going to pull off properly.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. Yes. One of the things though that I do think is important is that kendo does allow you to gauge the intent of a person. So that's one of the things, and then because it's also a good exercise, you can run.
Run away. Even in other sports like Aikido, wala silang sparring. They teach you to, if you can run away, then run away. It might be better for you.
Exactly, yeah.
But in the Philippines, is there how does it mesh with Filipino culture? Kasi siyempre, ang mga Pinoy, well, of course, theoretically, hindi confrontational, pero pag napaaway, lumalaban talaga.
Yeah. Meshing with Filipino culture, there are things that, of course, might seem not fit for Filipino culture in a sense. Especially because Filipino time and everything. Mga ganyan. Like I remember when I first started out, talagang nagagalit yung mga Japanese teachers kasi parang, why are you late?
Di nila maintindihan.
Yeah, di nila maintindihan. Mga ganyan. But I would like to think that over time, anyway, when over the years that I've been learning and teaching kendo, there are things that we can incorporate as Filipinos. At the same time, the simple things about like being punctual and stuff like that. So I think those are things we can incorporate. But at the same time, I think there are also things that the Japanese can learn from us. And in the sense that parang one of the feedback actually that I've gotten from Japanese teachers, expats who teach here, is that they enjoy the fact that it's a bit more relaxed. The culture is a bit more relaxed. So
it's chill.
Yeah, mas chill. So it's different from Japan. Parang everything's so
Seryoso lahat,
right? Yeah, so seryoso lahat. So that's something that they appreciate. So I think so it's not necessarily things that parang nagbe-mesh, but I think it's a venue for cultural exchange that is very important.
Is there meron bang Filipino style ng kendo? Masaya pag naglalaro yung mga ganun.
I wouldn't say Filipino style because most of us actually learn from our teachers, so we follow our teacher's style. So there's no, but it depends then, because right now there are only a very few high-ranked Filipinos at the moment.
Sure.
Actually last Friday we got 2 more 5-dan ranked members, so that joining me. So before that I was the only 5-dan ranked member in the federation. So now we have 3, but of course that's just 3 out of now 200 plus members. So the more higher ranked people we can get who are teaching, and that probably means that we'll start developing our own style. Na rin.
How long does that take to get to that level?
5-dan. So it took me so I started 2002, so it took me 23 years to get. 22 years rather to get to it. But of course we have to factor in, like, there were times I had to stop practicing due to injuries, and then of course the pandemic happened, so that's another thing. So so I think if you're just gonna pass all your exams without fail, it should. Yeah, and I did fail some of my exams, so that's another thing.
That's normal.
So I think to get to 5-dan normally maybe 12 to 15 years, I think. Something like that.
So matagal din.
Yeah.
Okay. So but in terms of competitiveness, how far can we go? I mean, so far, no, hanggang saan tayo? Southeast Asian level, Asian level?
Yeah, no, actually, Southeast Asian level, so it was evidenced by last weekend. We got second. To be honest, that actually surprised me.
Okay.
Also,
at least you're honest.
Yeah. No, because to be honest, compared to other countries, even in Southeast Asia, especially the bigger countries in Southeast Asia for kendo, we weren't. Maybe we could say we weren't as well prepared because they were able to send their delegations to Japan or Korea to have training camps there, which is a big thing. If you're able to train kendo in Japan or in Korea, that's a big boost to your efforts when you're, especially in a campaign like the ASEAN tournament. We could only basically gathering people together here, but it was already difficult. So we couldn't send people to Japan. So one of the things that I appreciated most about the team, anyway, was that in tournament they learned. They were able to adjust. So that's the thing that that really impressed me about the team this year.
Diyan magaling ang Pinoy eh.
Yeah. So we were able to improvise nga during the tournament.
What's the plan, no, for the United Kendo Federation of the Philippines for the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah. So for the next 3 years, the biggest thing is that we're actually going to host the next ASEAN tournament in 2028.
Okay.
So the plan is to get ready for that hosting, but at the same time, we also have to make sure our team is ready to compete at the same level, if not better, than what they did last over the weekends during the 13th. Yung isang thing that we really have to strengthen is siguro the women's group, because partly because again that's siguro sa cultural issues or whatever. Not a lot of women take up martial arts from here, so we'd like to strengthen the pool for the women so that they can also get better results. Also, maybe one thing is that while the teams we were able to get to second place the teams last weekend. One of our issues is that pag sa individuals, we usually don't get out of the. It's very rare for our players to get out of the elimination pools for some strange reason. we're still trying to figure out why it's so hard for us to compete as individuals, but as teams we're a bit more successful.
Okay, if people want to try Kendo, how do they sign up? How do they reach you?
First, they can contact us through the United Kendo Federation of the Philippines. We have a Facebook page and an Instagram page, and also a website. So you can look first there, and then we can get you into contact with the local club or the club nearest to you, so that you can know how to start Kendo from them.
All right, thank you very much, Christopher. Thank you for coming to Hardball.
Thank you very much for having me also. Thank
All
you.
right.
Agree ka ba?
Kasi kami, agree na agree.
Dito, hindi lang basta tanim at ani ang usapan, kundi buhay, kabuhayan at kinabukasan. Agree ang bida at kaalaman ang ani. Kaya't huwag magpahuli. Makinig na kay Alice Noel. Mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 5 hanggang alas 6 ng umaga. Sa radyo ng Bagong Pilipinas, DWAN 1206 AM. The future of AM radio. Agree na tayo.
Ang Lotto nasa IBC 13 na. Grand money winning games every day. Super na super surprises. At mega chances ang winning. Basta marami kang tickets. PCSO Lottery Draw. Araw-araw ang bulhan tuwing 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m. Tumaya at manood na sa IBC 13.
Mga showbiz chika at intriga. Ano nga ba ang latest sa mga paborito mong artista? Huwag mag-alala dahil sina Miss F at Joey Austria na ang bahala. Dadalhin nila sa inyo ang latest trending topics at freshest news in the showbiz world. Dito sa EPAL o EPAL, eto pala ang latest.
Tuwing Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula alas 12:30 hanggang alas 2 ng tanghali.
Dito sa DWAN 1206 AM, ang radyo ng Bagong Pilipinas. Ito pala ang
May mga katanungan ka ba tungkol sa iyong karapatan o problemang hindi masolusyonan? Isang tawag lang at nandyan na si Attorney Bob Ferrer para umagapay sa iyo. Magbibigay boses sa iyong mga hinaing na dapat marinig. Bibigyang linaw yan dito sa Isang Tawag Ka Lang. Kasama si Attorney Bob Ferrer tuwing Lunes, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Dito lang sa radyo ng Bagong Pilipinas, DWAN 1206 AM, the future of AM radio.
Pagpapatuloy na ating programang Hardball, kasama natin ngayon sa linya sina Paul Minyoza at Robert Carabuena Jr. At dito sa studio naman si Aaron Penaco, at ito yung mga miyembro ng National Kendo team na nagwagi ng silver medal sa 13th ASEAN Kendo Tournament sa Singapore noong Setyembre. Good morning, gentlemen. Aaron, welcome to Hardball. Okay,
good morning po.
Okay, sige, pag-usapan muna natin, Paul, no? How long have you been involved in Kendo and how difficult it is to climb up the ranks? Kasi 4 dan ka na.
Hello, sir, and good morning to all everyone, especially for the viewers. So, I've been practicing for 10 years now, since 2015. Ranking up for Kendo really takes time. It's not like if you progress something after 6 months, that's the time that you can apply for the next grade, right? For Kendo, by the time that you hit first dan, 1 year after that, you can take the exam, and then if it's the second dan, you have to wait for 2 years, and then if it's for third dan, you have to wait for 3 years until you get that fourth dan, so and so forth. So it really takes time for you to rank up for Kendo.
Sige, Paul, you're with the Cebu Kendo Club. No? Paano kayo nag-i-ensayo as a part of the national team if you're in different places? Do you gather together? Do you do online upgrading and instructions? How do you do it?
That's a good question, sir. Especially for Philippines na archipelago tayo, and then watak-watak yung clubs natin. But how we did it is that for physical training, we do hold monthly training where we have to go to Manila so that we can consolidate all the training instructions from our teachers, our coaches. But if we go back to our respective dojo, we then actually plan out, okay, these are the things that we did during the training. We tailor fit the training menu. So it's a bit challenging because it's not real time.
Yes.
Although we do find ways to, creative ways to do it, right? For our Philippine team, every week or every other week, we do hold meetings where, we talk about the things that we did so far, updates from the rest of the team. What did we feel about the training? Do we need more coaching, guidance, or morale boost, where we can talk about things that's, outside the dojo and how we can help out each other.
All right.
So, yeah.
Thanks a lot. Si Robert naman. Robert, ikaw naman, you're from Davao. Gaano kalaki ang kendo sa Davao?
So, good morning, guys. Davao Kendo has been parang the second largest, I think, in the country. We have around 3 clubs in the area. So, I belong to one of them. Around more than less than 200 yung practitioners namin sa Davao City.
Okay, and it says here that you're a devoted practitioner of the two-sword kendo style or Nito-ryu. How is that more challenging, or how much more difficult is it for you?
So it has its advantages but disadvantages. Well, advantage is that you can defend and attack at the same time kasi you have 2 swords to work with. But the major disadvantage is parang each sword is around half a kilo. So it parang mas mahirap siya for speedy attacks, or parang if you miss, you couldn't recover agad. And not to mention the hand-eye coordination required to do the 2-sword style.
Okay, how do you kasi pag ganun, it looks like arnis, no, especially in the south, no, though the sticks are longer. But how do you disabuse people from yung nalilito sila kung arnis ba yan o kendo?
Well, for kendo naman, sir, there's the difference is that you wield 1 short sword and 1 long sword for 2-sword style. In arnis kasi they're both the same length po.
Meron din
a bit longer.
Meron din espada idaga, no, sword and pero mas malalaki nga yung sa kendo, no. So hindi
mas
nalilito. Okay, hindi nalilito ang mga tao. O si Aaron naman lumangoy papunta rito ngayong umaga. Ikaw naman, Aaron, paano ka napasok sa kendo? Kasi hindi ba lahat ng tao basketball ang hilig ngayon, volleyball, billiards, boxing, bowling. Bakit kendo?
Well, there are 2 contributing factors to that, Bill. And
Star Wars,
yes.
Sabi ko na eh.
And one of them is actually Robert. He actually introduced me to kendo way back when we were in college.
Okay, so you're also from Davao.
Yeah, I'm also from Davao. Actually, the 3 of us used to be at the same club.
Wow. Yeah. So nagkawatak-watak na. What's the goal for the team? I understand you have a big national competition coming up.
Well, the goal, like Team Philippines.
Yes.
Okay. Our goal there was to showcase what Philippines can do, or what Philippine Kendo is, and we were shocked that we were like this close to winning the gold.
Yes.
And the fact that we powered through a lot of strong teams. Some of them have far more experience than us. The fact that we powered through them and we were like this close to the gold, I think that was a testament of how united we were, how strong we are together, and how hustle and let's just say dedication and grit can pull you through everything.
But what will it take for us to get to the next level? Kasi marami ring malalakas sa ASEAN, marami ring malalakas sa Asia. What will it take?
Okay, seeing how they saw how we play, that puts a big target on our back. Seeing how Philippines is no longer this
doormat.
Doormat. This team is full of new people. Well, what we're gonna do is the same thing that we've been doing for almost a decade already, and that's practice.
Okay.
Like day one practice every day if kaya.
Okay. Sige. Paul, I understand that there's going to be a national competition in October. Anong goal nyo rito? How many participants? Is it going to help you find new members para sa national team natin?
There are two things that's in play for the PNKT. Number one is to develop budding talents. I can say that I'm young. Most of us are young right now.
Nakakasakit ka ng damdamin, ha?
Yeah.
Nasaktan ako dun, ha?
No.
Okay. Just kidding.
Most of us are young.
Okay.
It's just that we need more budding talents where maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, even 5 years, they can take on the next Philippine team, right? So that was the main point for that. That's why we always encourage the way that what's different now for the PNKT or the nationals is that it's more, there are like subcategories where it's geared towards budding talents, as I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
And then that's more, we put emphasis on that. So that's number one. And then number two is of course, that will be used to, of course, coach, check if we have any potentials there. And then the second point would be, this will be used for any upcoming hosting, because not so sure if Inting Sensei already shared, but Philippines will be hosting the next ASEAN Kendo tournament. That's 3 years from now.
Great.
So this will be our litmus test. Check if the feasibility of this. But looking at the previous nationals that we did, we've been stellar in terms of hosting. So I'm really hoping and confident that this will be successful, Evan.
Thank you, Robert. In places like Davao, how do you get more people to participate in Kendo? Is it taught in schools there, or at least some schools?
Yes, I think kasi in Davao there's a lot of parang Japanese community, Japanese culture, like American cosplay. And then not to mention, compared to Manila, for example, the prices here are incredibly low, so Kendo can be very accessible here sa Davao. I think that's one of the major factors why we have so many members and practitioners.
At what age can a child start Kendo?
Traditionally, in Japan, they start at 5 years old, I believe.
Wow.
One of our instructors here is actually, he started at 4. It's a very long process. But here in Philippines, I guess 6 or 7.
Okay. Thank you. Aaron, ikaw naman. What is your personal goal for yourself? Kasi you're one done already. What's your goal for yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5 years. in kendo. Honestly, seeing how we already reached this level in international competition, my personal goal is to be one day leading this group, this new group, and hopefully getting the gold.
Okay, well, pero wala sa SEA Games, no, ang kendo.
Wala.
Kasi mahina ang Thailand, kaya ayaw nila. Kasi mapapahiya lang sila. But in terms of Southeast Asia and Asia, ano pa yung mga ibang malalakas na kalaban natin?
Well, we have Singapore.
Of course.
Singapore. The individuals champion is from Thailand.
Okay.
And one surprising country that a lot of people that a lot of people saw that were really good was Indonesia.
Okay. All right. Looking ahead, no, you have the national championships, you have other programs in place. How big do you foresee that kendo will be in the Philippines?
Seeing how we've already established that we are a very strong strong set of players. Hopefully we can. Honestly, hopefully we can get at least double in the future. But yeah, that's a fever dream.
Okay, fever dream. Haven't heard that in a while. Paul, matanong kita, no? Yung in terms of naman sa mga babae na nagkikendo, meron na ba sa Pilipinas? I think we have a minor technical problem. Ikaw, Aaron, may naranasan ka na ba ng mga babae na nagkikendo?
There are a lot of Filipina kendokas here. One of them is my girlfriend.
Okay.
And yes, we are really we have a set of strong Filipina players as well.
Does it is it easier to win in the women's class than it is with men? Mas konti ba sa ibang bansa?
You'd be surprised that it's basically almost the same hardship as in men's and women's, because it's always it's more on getting the ippon. It's kick and tai chi, the unison of the body, spirit, and the strike. Because regardless of gender, you need all those three in order to score an ippon. Because there are female players that can really body a lot of men players, and so on and so forth.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you also to Paul and Robert for joining us here on Hardball, and thank you, Aaron, for coming over despite the rain. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Bill.
All right.
May nabasang nakakagalit, nakakainis, o nakakainit ng dugo. Teka muna, bago mag-react, siguruhin muna ang facts. Tanungin ang sarili kung totoo ba ang impormasyong natanggap. Kung hindi sigurado, hanapin ang source nito at tingnan kung sa reliable at credible na website o tao nang galing ang balita. Huwag laging nagpapadala sa emosyon dahil diyan tayo madalas nabibiktima ng maling impormasyon. Always be aware before you share. Isang paalala mula sa DWAN 12:06 AM.
Sports fans, game na! From local arenas to the world stage, lahat ng aksyon, lahat ng kwento, nasa iisang show. Kasama ang veteran sports journalist na si Bill Velasco with live interviews with your favorite sports personalities dito sa Pilipinas at sa abroad. Don't miss the game sa Hardball with Bill Velasco every Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Dito sa radyo ng Bagong Pilipinas, DWAN 12:06 a.m. The future of AM radio. You're tuned in to Hardball with Bill Velasco.
At bago tayo magtapos, syempre, Nais ko kayo muling anyayahan na subaybayan ang aking mga online channels na alay natin sa atletang Pilipino, ang Basketball Universe PHL at ang Women Who Win. Kaya like, share, subscribe at follow na rin. Kasalukuyang umeere na ang interview na pinalabas din natin kahapon tungkol kay James Martinez na matapos ang 13 taon ay nakabalik pa sa PBA at pati sa dati niyang koponan, yung franchise na pinaglaruan niya nung siya ay isang rookie pa noong 2011. Isipin mo yun.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
At sa mga darating na araw, magkakaroon po tayo ng interview kina Joe DeVance at Gabe Norwood at pati ang legend na si Yoyoy Villamin. Kaya abangan niyo po yan dito sa DWAN 12:06 AM at maging sa Basketball Universe PHL. Like, share, subscribe at follow na rin.
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Happiest 70th birthday kay Nanay Elena Fernandez, and thank you for always sending me your prayers at maraming salamat po sa inyong araw-araw na pagtangkilik sa lahat ng project ng inyong lingkod. Maraming salamat po. Happy birthday din sa isang matagal ko ng kaibigan at sumikat na fitness expert, walang iba kundi si Jim Saret. At happy birthday din sa isang kaibigan natin ng PBA legend, isa sa mga founder ng PBA Moto Club, si JJ Helterbrand. So happy birthday po sa inyong lahat.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
At babatiin ko rin ang mga nakikinig sa ating programa: Marlon Velasquez, Carlos Nismal, Timothy Hayo, Marivic Delfino, Marco Royo, Stella Sungahid, Christine Taperla, Kay Trillo, Clarice de Guzman, Kenneth Santos, Rhea Joy Piscasio, Liza Palma, Criel Orozco, Jimmy Alabanza, Julian Rafael Lapid, B. Casiano, Rap Arca at Gab Ferreras.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.
At yan po ang ating programa para sa araw na ito. Ang Hardball ay mapapakinggan at mapapanood mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes alas 11 na umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali. Dito lang po yan sa DWAN 12:06 AM. Abangan ninyo ang tanghali na lang ang tapat. Ako si Bill Velasco. Magkita-kita po tayo muli bukas.
This is Hardball with Bill Velasco.